Hi Mona, here is a marketing evaluation of your website. So just from the front page section here, there are already a few things that could be improved for a user experience. Your logo should definitely be up here. That's where people expect it to be. And then also, this image isn't the highest quality. I would say any low quality images, you can tell, especially with the text down here, any low quality images you don't want to have on a professional business website, especially. It just doesn't create the best first impression. And then the other thing is there's a button here. It says make an appointment. There's a button here, choose your reading now, and there's a button here, shop now. So one of the most important things in terms of a business website is having one important thing on the site, one call to action. That's what it's called. And that is the most important thing that you want people to do. And usually that's the thing that will net you the most money or the most profit. That's the one important thing that you want to emphasize very heavily on your homepage and also on other pages as well. Certain key pages you want to emphasize that. Okay, so keeping in alignment with that, it would be a really good idea to just have a bar across the top with a really compelling call to action and a quick explanation about what the site's about there. And then below that, you can go into a little bit more depth about what the website is about. And then further on down here, I would probably make this part of your funnel as far as the call to action. So if the call to action at the top is make an appointment, then the next step is choosing who they're going to make an appointment with. And this would be on a separate page, not on your home page. And then as far as the section goes on the separate page, your photos should be high quality. They should be in alignment. They should be all positioned consistently. So for instance, this picture, I believe it's of you. Your face is positioned off to the left. This one of Allison is actually really good because it's positioned in the center. However, the background stuff is a little distracting. So what I would probably do is I would edit this photo and I would blur this background. And the same thing with this one, her face is positioned off to the right side. So you really want like some professional photos. You could ask your advisors here to just take a clean photo against a blank wall. That would be ideal, or have somebody in their lives do that. And even if it's not the best quality, there are things that you can do to make it look a little bit nicer. So that's what I would say. And if you can't get high quality photos from them, there are always royalty free photos that you could use in their place until you can get high quality photos, because I know it's hard to coordinate that kind of stuff with people. Okay, let's scroll further down the page. And also another point is these sections are not even. You can see obviously this is much longer than these. So it would be really important in terms of design and professionality to have these all be the exact same length so they all match up. Okay, and then scrolling further down, you could have an actual call to action bar down here after you've shared some more information with people. That would be a really good idea. This definitely feels kind of like an awkward section. And I'll say this, that really heavy drop shadows like this definitely date your website. They make it look older than it is or than it should be. So I would probably not have these kind of drop shadows. Design these days is like really clean and minimal. And then down here, I think this is really useful, these sections where you're letting people know what these things are. And I would probably put these in a more prominent section so that people can learn, maybe a certain tab that says something like learn, and then people can learn about these different things, or possibly even on the schedule a call or book an appointment. On that tab, you could give people an idea. And then maybe even up here, if some of your advisors have a specialty, you could segment them by their specialties. That way, You could have, for instance, a header that says tarot and then have a little bit about it, like this. And then under that, you would have the people that specialize more so in tarot. And then at the bottom here, it says, don't miss out, join our newsletter. You have to offer people something for free to get their name and email address, generally. So for that, you would need a really good and compelling lead magnet. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't get a lot of signups for this as it is. And another point is there is no button here to go to the top. So it's really hard for me to navigate, especially such a long homepage. There should be a persistent button off to the side where people can just simply click and it'll take them all the way to the top of the site. Also, down on your footer, you should have some quick links for people. Maybe the same links or the most important links from the top of the site should be down here. Okay, let's take a look at another page. Okay, so right now I'm in your healing store. And again, I would say this logo should go up over here. That's where people expect to see a logo. It's not usually here. And generally speaking, the header would be smaller and more brief than this. It's possible that what you could do is make a smaller, more brief header and then include like this little section of text if it's necessary further down. There's two buttons here, which it doesn't seem like these are necessary. Like if I click this one, it just goes here. And if I click this one, it goes all the way down here. It is helpful, but what I would recommend, since you're probably using WordPress anyway, is to just install an actual e-commerce platform, which is going to be a lot more professional and powerful than what you have currently. The PayPal links are not the most professional looking, and the images are really big. These are all really large sections on this page, and it's not necessary to have them be this large. And it would look more professional if it was in like a shop layout where you see small thumbnails of each item across the page rather than this. And then if people want to click to buy, they can click and then they would see more text rather than seeing it all here. And let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, so I like the images where it is just one item. Obviously, you want higher quality images. This one of the bag here with the 7-stone set is a little bit low quality. You want to try to have as high quality images as possible, especially if you're trying to sell these. And then as far as this image goes, I would just choose one of these. And then if you did have a really good e-commerce platform behind this website running it, then if people wanted to see these alternate versions of the image, they could click and see them. Let's see what else. Yeah, I would say it's not necessary to have such large images. That would be a good place to put them, would be in the actual item pages. So for each candle, you could have one picture and then you could have the scent meaning for that individual picture. So for instance, here's the lemongrass candle. This is a page for it. And then you can have the scent meaning of lemongrass in that one. I wouldn't just leave it all as one item here. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, just because of the photo quality, it's really hard to read some of these. I'm not sure if it's intended for people to read the labels from the photo, but I would say individually photographing these and making them on their own item page would be a really good idea. And the same thing with this image. I can't very easily read these. So again, higher quality images, maybe professionally taken. Maybe you could find a photography student who could do that for you. And then down here you have Facebook like and share, but there's no call to action on that. There's no, hey, like our page, share it, or anything like that. And generally, this isn't really a location people would expect to see this. So I would say we should put these in expected locations. Like at the top of the page, you can put a Facebook link. Down in the footer, you can put Facebook links, but probably not just kind of put randomly on the bottom of the page. I wasn't going to say anything about our psychics page, except I did notice that your menu turns a different color. Like all of the links here turn white at the top, except for the link that has been clicked, the active link. That definitely should be fixed. It should be consistent all the way across. As well as your headers for every page. You should go with 1 or 2 types of headers for a website, not many different types. They should all pretty much be consistent and look the same. So that's the only commentary I have on this page. Okay, so I'm on your services page now, and I think my comments on this page would just be, I would actually expect to have more than this on a services page. I would expect some kind of call to action under these. So if you wanted to say we offer tarot, then perhaps have a section for tarot and have an actual button that says get a tarot reading now or get a numerology reading. That way people actually have an action to do here rather than just make an appointment and making it more general at the top. Because I think some people are interested in a specific kind of reading. So it would be really good to provide that for people. Okay, so I'm on the Join Us page and I see the menu has turned white again with the active link being blue. So I'm not sure what's going on, why your menu is changing different colors depending on what link you're on, but that should definitely be fixed. Also, another thing that I haven't mentioned is the alignment of your header sections. It's just kind of odd that it's placed behind and to the right of the actual content section. And also the heavy drop shadow. It's not the best design. It doesn't make the best impression, I would say. Okay, now we're on your blog, and I like the header graphic. I think it's pretty, but again, it's a different looking kind of header, and I can't even read the text here. Let me see if I can highlight this. Okay. Okay, I don't think this would be the best place to promote your newsletter. There's another way that you could do it. For instance, a lot of people promote a newsletter inside actual blog posts. And then if you have really well-written blog posts that are done on a regular basis, you can actually turn those around and make them content for social media. And in those, you can plug a lead magnet, which is the freebie item that I mentioned before on your homepage. You want to definitely offer somebody, or in general, visitors, you want to offer them something free in order to get their name and email address. A lot of people don't give that away easily, so it's really important to have a freebie. So I would probably put something more like this inside the actual blog posts. And let's see, what else? It looks like some of these were done in 2021. That's good that they're recent. Something that I generally do is I strip out the metadata here that has the dates because it dates the posts, and if your stuff isn't current at all times, then it just doesn't look good. So it's better to just not have dates appearing at all. So you could definitely use more blog posts here, I think, unless you have more that I can't see on the page. Maybe you do, and I just can't see them. And there's not like an archive link at the bottom here. So if there are more posts, then it would be really good to have an archive link. I'm just going to click one of these and see what it looks like. Okay. Yeah, again with the header, that should definitely be fixed. This image looks like it's been really stretched out. The headers look good. It's a very short blog post though, and there's not really any call to action at the end for somebody. So if somebody did find this helpful, then you're not telling them to do anything with it, which is really important. You need to do that. Okay, so now we're on your contact page, and this is good. I would say it's not the best idea to just publicly put your email address out there. I always advise my clients not to do that. That's why you have a form. Uh, you don't need to have an email address. And robots will harvest this and you'll get all kinds of spam. So I would say to not do that. Also, this is the only social media link that I've seen that you have is Facebook. And I would say, considering what you're doing, um, Instagram would be a really good platform for you. I've seen a lot of stuff on Instagram from people who are doing astrology and who are just killing it. They are doing so good. I would say with your niche, Instagram, you should absolutely be posting on Instagram and getting a following there. Regarding the design, this strange kind of gradient at the top of this section, I don't know, it looks like something's wrong. And also this design doesn't really match any other page you have. So I would say the biggest thing is your website needs more consistency and it needs to be a little bit more polished and cleaned up. And if you want my help, I can definitely help you out with that. Clean and modern is definitely how I do things. Also, I have a background in marketing. So I'm not just a web designer. I'm not just here to make you a pretty website. I'm here to make you a pretty website that actually does what it's supposed to do, which is convert visitors into clients. So anyway, if you'd like to follow up with me, just reply to my email and we can talk from there.